This channel has been growing at an absolutely insane pace. It's gotten so fast that I actually have to keep changing the sub count milestone for this video. I don't know how the hell it happened, but at the core, you guys are responsible, so flat out, I do have to thank you for that. Okay, so one of the companies that I work with, I say that it's more they help me out in various ways, is MVM Entertainment. They are the second largest distributor of anime in the UK, so thanks to MVM, I was able to get a few questions answered, mainly about the distribution of anime, but also some general fan questions from their perspective. I cannot thank them enough for all the stuff that they have done for this channel. A lot of the stuff would not be possible if not for them. So here it is. You can tell by the title that this is a Q&A with the head of the company. I know most of my subscribers are not actually from the UK, but really it is an interesting look into how the industry works in short form, and it applies to almost any distributor. Let's get started. With this question, I was after some information in short form on how exactly a show gets picked up and eventually sold to us. The rather interesting response was: for the most part, MVM is a direct licensor with contracts directly with the Japanese studios. MVM is only a sub-licensor when UK rights get bundled with the North American rights, and it becomes necessary to sub-license from the USA. A typical license period is 5 years, and for specific rights and territory. Acquisition is simply making an offer of a royalty advance, commonly known as a minimum guarantee. Sometimes the expected minimum guarantee is so high that it prices the title out of the market. This does not happen so often these days, as Japanese companies have become more realistic, but it is still common for an advance not to be recovered through the life of a license. This is probably the question that I wanted to know the most, the response being: generally, I look at online fan feedback, sales of related manga and merchandise, and sales in the USA and Australia. This is actually quite typical of any licensing company, but it turns out to be exactly the same for MVM. This one is interesting, and it received a rather surprising response. If you mean in retail price as compared to other territories, yes, UK product is less expensive than in the USA and Australia. Most often, if you mean competitive within the territory amongst the licensors, not excessively. We all get on well and try to avoid bidding wars. I was honestly expecting bidding wars to be quite common, especially considering the nature of how some anime receives a absolutely massive following, examples being Attack on Titan and Madoka Magica. Okay, now this one is quite straightforward, but it still is a very good point. More fans is great, but it doesn't equate to more sales. Fans live and breathe anime. Eat it, sleep it, talk it, live it, but often don't buy it. So there you go guys, if you want anime to thrive, go buy a DVD/Blu-ray or two every now and then. It really does make a difference. I'd be surprised if you haven't heard of the famously North American company, Funimation. So this answer sort of explains why they haven't expanded, or rather they haven't tried for a while. This era has been and gone. Sentai was effectively ADV, now gone. Funimation launched in the UK through MVM and then later through Revelation, now gone. It is far easier for US companies who have acquired UK rights to sub-license to us. Well, that sucks, but in fairness, UK companies are now actually a lot better than what they used to be, and hopefully it only gets better from here on out. MVM is sort of the Sentai for the UK, so obviously they don't license the really big stuff, so this is actually quite a surprising response again. Historically, Bubblegum Crisis, Oh My Goddess, Fruits Basket, Ninja Scroll. Recently, Bakemonogatari wins hands down. I believe just about everyone is subscribed to one streaming service or another, and I don't know if you've noticed, but there's not a lot of anime on there. The reason being, MVM has plenty of digital rights, but the revenue is rubbish and the costs are high. It may be a boom for Hollywood movies and mass market TV, but I don't see it as a boom for a niche market like anime. I don't know anyone that's made money out of anime on the internet for the UK yet. I personally knew the answer to this question, but for clarity, the answer is... I have been promoting anime for something like 23 years, longer than most in the UK industry. It goes up and down like a yo-yo. At present, I would say fandom is on the increasing rise, thanks to the internet and events like London Expo. I might have been a bit pushy with this question, companies can't really predict the future for the market, but anyway, the response was... MVM equals me, and I'm no spring chicken, but as long as it remains a viable business, I'll still be in it. That's actually a good point, you know, where will anime be 10-20 years down the line? There really is no way to tell. Saving the bluntest for last, the bitter truth. Yes, I get contacted all the time by fans who seem to think that anime is created by us in the UK. Anime in the UK is essentially simply distribution. There is very little manpower or jobs involved. There we go, I personally found it to be quite interesting. A few actually genuinely surprised me. Hopefully you learnt a thing or two on this industry that sometimes I feel some people take for granted, so obviously support it when and where you can. Sorry for the lack of a solid schedule recently, really at the moment I'm just trying to work on videos when and where I can. I'm working on both a Black Lagoon review and a Railgun review. There's a lot coming. Thank you again so much for 700 subscribers, again that is insane. The fact that I remember making the first video for this channel and it's already at this crazy number is just amazing. It really does give a meaning to sitting down and actually editing for sometimes hours, and let's hope it only gets better from here. As always, I've been Russ from the Anime Planet. Have a great night or day.